Hi, everybody. I'm the uncle.
Carbuncle.
And we're going to wrap up pitches and catches of just reported. We're going to wrap up Bregman signed this morning with the Red Sox, who are making up for the last 4 years where they did not spend money and did not do well. But they made a lot of good moves this year. And let's see where we're at. Well, since we last spoke, Sasaki signed to the Dodgers, which I said he would. And Alonso signed with the Mets, which I also thought he would. And this is where we're at. We're ready to go. Pitches and catches. First full workout is Friday or Saturday, depending upon. Next week we have baseball. And life as we know it is better. Baseball next week. Talk about your New York Mets, who made some headlines this morning. Francisco Alvarez saying the Mets lineup is better than the Dodger lineup.
Yeah, he said that during a workout yesterday, and although I don't necessarily agree with it, even as a Mets fan, everyone's calling the Dodgers the Avengers. That's how good they're going to be. But, I like the attitude. He's confident in the team we have. We have a lot of returning guys from last year, and we're building on that, so I'm excited for that. Do I agree with him saying best lineup in baseball? No. But I like the attitude.
Yeah, the attitude is one thing.
Young
Reality is
guy.
a whole nother thing. Look, at the bottom of that lineup, and that's a good lineup. I don't say no. But the bottom of that lineup is Taylor, Alvarez, and McNeil. That's soft. I mean, Alvarez, for his great year 2 years ago when it looked like he was really going to be special, last year, hit .230 with 11 home runs. I know the injuries played a part in that, and maybe he got in his head a little bit. I think he'll have a bounce-back year, and I think they have the potential to score a lot of runs. However, that Dodger lineup is stacked. That's a stacked lineup. And they just signed Kike. I thought they were going to let him sign somewhere else and trade for him in July, like they always do, because he's such a great October performer. Okay, let's talk about your New York Yankees, because they have some issues now, right? They've got Marcus, he's great for the culture, Stroman, who's got 1 year and $18 million left. And I think if he throws 140 innings, he has another year that kicks in for about the same. They'd like to trade him. They'd like to get a third baseman or a second baseman. I think Arenado is still in play for them. But the Cardinals are standing firm on not eating a lot of the salary. And I think that's kind of holding up that deal. But they need to get preferably a third baseman to move Chisholm to second base, right? What's your thoughts on the Yankees? They've had a really good offseason.
Look, I think after losing Soto, they bounced back just about as good as you can, right? They go and sign Max Fried to an 8-year deal.
Yeah.
And that's a guy that's going to be probably the best number 2 in baseball, right behind Garrett Cole for the Yankees.
So pump the brakes a little bit, will you please? Come on.
He's going to be. He's that good.
Okay.
But, then they go out and get Bellinger. And I was visibly upset when I saw Cody Bellinger go to the Yankees.
Me too.
This is a guy that I really like. You've been high on him for years now, right?
I love Cody.
And, it's just such a good fit, though, at Yankee Stadium for him.
It is.
With that short porch in right field, power-hitting lefty, I think he's going to, at least I hope he really bounces back. And, the defense is going to be great for him. He could play, he's probably going to end up being their center fielder.
Right.
And, then they go and get Paul Goldschmidt, who, future Hall of Famer, obviously, he's kind of on a downward trend, but he's old, Even getting a guy like that for the locker room presence is a very good move, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think if they can get Arenado, that would really shore up that defense, too. I love Cody. He can beat you in center field at first base. His defense is great. He can beat you with his legs. I saw him beat out a comebacker to a Mets pitcher. I don't remember the pitcher. He beat it out because the pitcher took his time and lollygagged it and threw a lollipop, and he beat it out. So his speed is unquestioned. I just really like him. And his dad played for the Yankees, too. And they got Devin Williams, shored up the back of the bullpen. They needed that, and they got it. The Yankees are a better team this year than they were last year, I think. Even losing Soto, I think they're better. Just think they're better.
I agree. Let's just hope Devin Williams doesn't have to pitch against Pete Alonso.
I knew that was coming up. See, that's the thing about Met fans. They live in the past. This is now. Okay,
what was last
let's hear your prediction. We're going to do our predictions now. Go ahead.
Okay, so in the NL East, I feel like we should probably end with that, but let's go right into it. You know, it's going to be a bloodbath. I see a lot of people online on the internet calling it Vietnam, World War II.
Have any of those people been in Vietnam?
Everybody that's saying it is probably under 30 years old,
Okay.
so no. But,
Okay.
you know, it's a three-team toss-up. I think the favorite right now is probably the Braves, is what I'm seeing most.
Wow.
But, you know, they're getting a lot of guys returning in that lineup. I mean, you have Austin Riley hitting probably sixth in that lineup.
It's a good lineup.
That's insane.
It's good lineup. Not as good as Alvarez and the Mets, but
Not as good, I agree. But I think the Mets have a better lineup. But, you know, the Braves are going to be right there. I think they're probably the favorite right now. But, you know, the Mets and Phillies could very well come and win that division.
Okay.
I think it's within 3 or 4 games come September. And I think all 3 of them will end up making the playoffs. Anyways, moving on. NL Central.
Central.
I got the Chicago Cubs. Kind of a weaker division. I think Seiya Suzuki, coming off a very good year last year, he's going to have another very good year. Obviously, the addition of Kyle Tucker. Any team would be lucky to have a guy like that.
Tucker's a great player.
NL West, you know, I don't think there's really any question that the Dodgers are going to win that. They're predicted, or they're over-under based on the software they use to like simulate the seasons, has them setting their all-time wins record, which is at what, 115?
106. Oh, the all-time wins for baseball?
Yeah.
I think it was 114 by Seattle.
Yeah, so,
Or
you know,
116,
if there's
like that.
ever been a team in recent history that has a chance to do that, it's them this year. You know, to lose to the Mets in the NLCS, but that's okay. Coming to the AL East, you know, I think the Yankees, I don't think there's really a debate about it. You know, the Red Sox are going to be good, the Orioles are going to be pretty good, but they just don't have the power to stack up against the Yankees in a full 162-game season, I don't think, at least. AL Central, I'm going with the Guardians. I think Cleveland's going to end up winning it again. You know, Kansas City's a good team there, but I don't think they have enough. You know, Bobby Witt, obviously, the best shortstop in baseball.
He's a beast.
Top 2 player in baseball. Yeah. And I just don't think they're going to be there yet. And AL West, you know, again, could go either way. I think I'm going to give this one to the Rangers. I think they're going to have a very good year. You know, Houston could be there. I think Houston's going to be on a slight decline this year. Still going to be a very good team, very competitive, going to win a lot of baseball games, but I don't think they're going to be as good as Texas or even Seattle.
Okay. I'm going to start in the American League. American League East. I got to like the Yankees. I think Baltimore would probably give them a run for their money, but Baltimore is not as good as the Yankees. The Yankees are a better team, my opinion. Go to the Central. I like Detroit. I like their manager. I like what they've done. They're still 1 or 2 players short from really barking with the big dogs, but I think they can win that division. And in the West, you know, I want to like Seattle, but I don't think they'll hit enough. And I think the Rangers are going to have a comeback year. I think the Rangers, I agree with you on that, the Rangers. National League East, I like the Phillies. That Philly rotation is deep and good. They supplemented it this offseason, and I think they're going to be really good, really good. Braves, you know, they didn't make any deals, but they didn't have, well, they got Profar. But other than that, they didn't make any deals or sign any free agents, but they didn't have to. The guys who are coming back from injury are like going to be big additions to the team.
Acuna.
You know, and I like, look, the Mets will be there. It's like you say, it'll be a dogfight. But I think Philly will win it. In the Central, I mean, I got to go with Milwaukee. I know the Cubs have made some moves. I still think they have some holes. I think Milwaukee is, they find a way to get there. They find a way to get there. And out West, you know, it's going to be the world champs again. But Arizona is good. Arizona is very good. If they stumble, if they get a bunch of injuries, if things can happen, whereas Arizona can sneak in, I just don't see it. I don't. And I think San Diego is weaker than they've been the last couple of years. The last couple of years was their window. and that window is starting to close now. That they have different ownership, same family but different owners. And Peter Seidler spent a lot of money there, and they've been reducing payroll since he passed away. So I think the Padres will be. I think Tatis is going to have a monster year. That kid is so talented, but I think it's going to be the Dodgers again in the West.
I don't think anyone's really debating that. Everything I've seen so far, though, has had the Dodgers.
Well, they got to play the games, though.
Yeah,
See,
it's a long season, you know. Anything could happen, you know. Injuries happen.
They do. They
but
do.
the thing the Dodgers have working for them is depth, you know.
They do have depth. They have depth, and the farm system is still stacked again. And they're going to a 6-man rotation, which I think will be good, especially they're going to have 3 Japanese pitchers in their rotation. And they're used to pitching once a week. So this will play to them, make the transition a little bit easier for Sasaki. I'm watching this team since they had a B on their hats. And this is the best team I've seen. It's the best management team they've had. It's the best team on the field. It's the best fun. I mean, they're just doing everything right. They become a destination. Teoscar Hernandez takes less years and less money to stay there.
From the Mets, too.
That's right. That's right. I mean, even last year, Yamamoto, he had the same offer from the Mets, and the Mets would have went higher, but he wanted to go there. So I think they're in good position, but then that's why they play the games. So that's all I got. What else you got, buddy?
I think that about covers it. We got prediction videos, you know.
Yeah.
One more week and we're playing baseball, as you said.
Playing baseball.
Mets versus Astros.
And the world will be a better place a week from today when they stop playing games.
It will be.
I'm the uncle.
Carbuncle.
See you next time.